seeing all the sins. Hold on to the memory of what's wrong and what is right. You need to know the reason why your kingdom's falling. Kneel for the people, take what is ours, break from the chains that kept us down. Pain of keeping spirits down is boiling to an end. Power to the ones that hang the effigy. Would you spit into the eye of the ones that held you back? They'll need to know the reason why their kingdom's falling. Kneel for the people, take what is ours, break from the chains that kept us down. Take the hand and feel the pain. In a world that's burning down, give and take is not the game. In a world that's burning down, strike the match, fan the flame. In a world that's burning down, drop the match, now the world is burning. Kneel for the people, take what is ours, break from the chains that kept us down. Take the hand and feel the pain. In a world that's burning down, give and take is not the game. In a world that's burning down, strike the match, fan the flame. In a world that's burning down, drop the match, now the world is burning down. In a world that's 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 burning.
Cool.
Oh, yes, bitches. Welcome. It's another Nothing Sacred show. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. Cruise Control is not here again, but it's all good, man. I got in the building Mike Golarz, right? I'm pronouncing that right.
You did
Okay.
good.
Okay, cool. From All Sinners, and we just heard World That's Burning Down. Man, dude, okay, the thing about your music is, and you probably hear this a lot, but it's very refreshing to hear that kind of throwback vibe, that kind of 80s vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think for us it's not a throwback. It's just it's what we like. It's what we grew up on. It's it's what we know.
True.
Throughout, so it's we've all through the years done other things through the different genres, meaning from the 80s and 90s, and now we're just coming back to where it all started.
That's pretty cool because I mean, I don't really kind of turn myself off to a lot of modern music, so I don't really know what metal is now, but it's last I've heard it was all that kind of rock rappy Limp Bizkit type shit.
Yeah, new metal.
Yeah.
I'm not against that stuff. It just never was my thing. So yeah, you always listen to the classics, man. You listen to Priest and Dio and Maiden and all those things, and I was always happy with that.
Makes you feel good to have a set of nuts in your scrotum once again.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So that the song's just is that kind of just talking about the state of how things are now, just how fucked up things can be sometimes.
Yeah, I mean it wide view. Yeah, you can take it like that. I wrote it during the lyrics and stuff during like the 20 all the shit that came out of like the 2020 election and the
Oh,
divisiveness of
of
them
both
pitting.
sides, man.
Yeah, everyone just pitting each other against each other, and they think they have the power, but we have the opportunity to take the power back, and it's just divisiveness, and it just was driving me crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I know it was getting bad. I mean, it was to the point like, okay, especially people, the ones that were pushing unity and we've got to come together, but we got to come together by alienating that whole other group.
Yeah, that's not unity at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's kind of what it is. It's that whole thing. It's CNN versus Fox. It's one person listens to one thing but not the other thing, and the other thing is just so bad that we are creating violence.
Yeah.
It's I don't get it. I will never understand it because I'm up for a good debate, even if your ideas suck compared to mine, or I think they suck.
Right.
I'm still willing to talk about it and listen to what you have to say.
Right. Right. Just support your points. Well, that's it.
Exactly. And if I
Yeah.
still think you're wrong, I'm not going to hate you for it. We just think
Right.
differently.
Right. Right. That's the thing too, man. That was like I lost so many friends during that time, on
Yeah.
Facebook. It was like, and these were friends I went to school with, that I knew for 20, 30 years, I'm just like,
That's usually probably why I don't talk about it.
yeah,
I'll throw it out there in a song and let people think about things, but I'm not going to talk about it. And if I am going to talk about it, I'm going to know who I'm talking to it about it with. That I'm
right.
not going to I can have a political discussion with my sister, even though we think differently, because we're not going to end up hating each other.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
or
Wow.
when to drop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Some people just push, push, push. And, it's like, if I can't eradicate you,
Yeah.
then it's
But
like,
that's the problem. We're trying to eradicate each other, which is the issue. And the thing is, there are people and groups in this country and not in this country that want that. That's they create that on purpose to divide us, so for their own purposes.
yeah. Yeah. It's like,
So,
you're not, you're not doing them any favors. It's like you're
no,
actually helping out by
they
doing
they
this shit.
want us to fight each other, which the fact that people don't see that is a problem.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, with all this reality TV and dumb shit, that's why I said, man, your music is like a just a feel good throwback. Even though you're talking about some pretty heavy topics, it's
Sure.
like, hey, that there's still a free world, man. There's still fun out there somewhere.
There's plenty of it. And you don't have to look very far.
No, no, absolutely. So let's go back, man, a little bit with the music. I guess I checked out an interview that you did,
Yep.
and I guess you say Striper was a influence, huh?
Absolutely. Back in my younger days, and the funny story about that one is I was in a teen faith, not faith group, but growing up in Catholicism or whatever your parents put you into,
Oh, catechism or
youth
something.
group, that type
Oh,
of thing.
okay.
But it was all teenagers, and we were basically just hanging out. But I had Kiss Animalize on cassette, and I was passing it to a
Huh.
buddy of mine in the class, and the teacher grabbed it, and he was like, "What is this?" And he was like, "Satanic music," and they did the whole satanic music thing and all the devil in the music, and I got so freaked out I had to find something to quench my thirst, and it ended up being Striper. So
Now, were you gonna have this tape played in the group in the class, like for
no, I
everybody?
just brought it to let my buddy borrow it.
Oh shit. Wow. And
Yeah.
then so teacher snatched, did he break it or throw it away or what
No,
the
no,
hell?
it gave it back to me, but then they started the whole, uh, backwards messaging, satanic music thing, and I'm like, Kiss? That's Kiss. Knights in Satan's service, and so it, you know, kind of freaked me out. So I had to find something for my metal, and I found Striper, and I mean, Striper. We all know Striper's their beliefs and everything. It wasn't my thing, but I
Right.
still loved the music. It was Michael Sweet was amazing, still is, um, and it was metal. So I kind of glommed onto that for a little while until I was like, wait a second, someone lied to me about this satanic music thing. So I went back to Motley Crue and all that stuff.
Right. Well, it's funny, like you hear, I mean, there's a death metal group called Mortification,
Yeah.
which actually is a Christian death metal group. But if you're
Yep.
listening, first thought is, oh, that's some Satan music. But you'd have to really read the lyrics and go, oh wait, they're
Yeah.
not talking about Satan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, it's about the music, the words in it. Sometimes it matters. A lot of times it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. So you got you said your parents got you into like what was it that they got you into piano classes or something or some kind of
Yeah, well, I started off in music like every kid does. Your mom, when you're, you know, 6 or 7, is like, you're going to take piano lessons. And it lasted for a hot minute.
I
Uh,
I already know, man, because I'll throw an extra little thing at you. I'm actually blind. I was born blind. So
oh, wow.
my mom, right away was thinking Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder and all this other shit.
Yeah.
So, she definitely got me set up doing piano lessons and she bought one of those
Yeah.
electronic organs for me. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but that didn't last long.
No,
So,
well, it's hard. It's hard whether you're blind or not blind. So,
oh, absolutely. Well, dude, it wasn't my thing. It's funny because later I started doing rap. And my
oh, there
mom was
you
like,
go.
why'd you pick rap? I'm like, because that's what I like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man.
So, but having said that, I'm into everything. But yeah,
Yeah, I am too, for sure.
but yeah, man. And then it was for a while. I think because I like the marachis, at the Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Oh, you want to learn guitar?" And I'll just tell you, man, because you say you play guitar. I couldn't play a guitar to save my life.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing. I mean, I talked to so many people recently around me because they've got younger kids and they're like, he wants to play guitar. He wants to play guitar. I said, that's great, but just don't let him get frustrated because it's not going to be easy at first.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
yeah.
learning. So, I mean, yeah. So my kids, they don't play guitar.
They did like, nope, we don't want to do the work. It's
No,
not
they
worth
see me. They see me do it, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't want to do that."
it. Wow, man. So then you got involved, I guess later you've been in a few bands prior
Yeah,
to this venture, obviously. Talk about some of those.
yeah. Out of high school, started in a garage band, and right out of high school, I got into a pretty successful band called Thought Junkie. We it was coming out of the grunge era type of thing, and we were young and angry, and we used to smash our instruments and stuff on stage, and we were getting pretty successful in the Boston area. A lot of people were interested in us. We did a tour with Powerman 5000 back
Oh,
in the day
wow.
when they were first getting signed. Um, and then, it was one of those things. The bass player who wrote a lot of the music just decided to go another direction. And so I did that for a little while. What did I do after that? God, so long ago. No, I got into another band called Elko Drive. That was a more of like a mainstream rock band, like charting rock band type of thing. And we signed a deal.
Oh,
Was
you
with
guys
that.
actually had a deal?
Yeah, just a small one. It was a small label that was actually kind of grooming us to not like the new kids grooming, but But
in the adult sense of grooming, what they want
yeah,
to do
kind
to
of
you.
turning us into a package that they could give to a larger label, type of thing.
Hmm.
So they basically gave us everything we needed. They gave us all the tools and a lot of stuff that younger bands don't have.
Hmm.
Um, and then right as that was starting to take off, we got into like Dick Clark's American Music Awards new music category.
Hey,
And
that's kind of big, dude.
yeah, it was okay. And then but that's when all of the record companies started to fold.
Yeah, towards the
So
end of the 90s kind of thing. Like people were doing the more
yeah,
independent thing.
yeah, and they all started consolidating and um so we basically sat in every record company's office at the time. And the funny story about that band is I was in Atlanta at a music festival, and we had a bunch of showcases for big record companies. And I was hanging out with some guy at the Jim Beam event, and he worked for Madonna's label. And
Oh,
he had come see it was for Maverick. And the guy had come see the band a bunch of times, and I was drinking a little bit, and I was like, "Hey man, why don't you sign us?" Blah 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 blah. He's like, "Oh, I love your band, but I just signed this band Maroon 5, and you guys are like
oh,
kind of similar." I'm like, and I was like, "Fuck Maroon
damn.
5," you know. So that was the probably the closest I got with that.
Did you actually say fuck Maroon 5?
Of course I did. I didn't know
Oh,
who they were at the time, and
oh,
it
that's
was
even
like
funnier.
a couple weeks later that I don't know what their first single was.
That's
Uh,
that driving slow on Sunday morning, I think, was one of their first.
I think it was like "This Love" or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, they got some decent shit.
Yeah, but no, it was back. It was like before they were really anything. It was like their first song that hit, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, these are the guys that he signed instead of us." I'm like, I still hate him.
was it 15 days, whatever? That's the song I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't.
15 days. Da, 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 da. I think that's them. Maybe I'm mixing up my bands. It's easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're not really my thing, so I didn't really.
Yeah.
People were always, I tell people that story, and every time Adam Levine comes on the TV, I'm like, look, there he is. I'm like, oh God, can't get away from that guy fast enough.
I don't know, man. Maybe sometime you guys, because obviously, you opened up, you were with, Power Man 5000. They were pretty big, and,
Yeah, but
you were
again, this
doing
was way, 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 way back in the beginning before they signed their big deal. So,
right.
I mean, we were both from Boston, so we used to do local shows together, and we went out for a few days with them. Uh, which for at the time when we were teenagers was like a thrill. We were like, holy shit, So
Well,
it was cool, just cool experiences, man. That a lot of bands and younger bands don't get to do anymore. Jumping in a van and not knowing where you're going or how much you're going to get paid or where you're going to sleep.
right.
That was my college education.
Well,
So,
it's a life education, man.
well, exactly.
Probably some of the best education you can get.
I couldn't have paid. There not enough money could have paid for that education.
Well, and too, like when I say, wow, that's big, man, that's amazing. And you go, it was okay. Are you saying that because you have perspective now, or is it because,
It,
it was like, it was really whack at the time? I don't know.
no, it wasn't. It was teenage kids out on their own, man. Uh, freaking play, running around New York City. Um, we were partying and having fun, and so that's what it was. Me growing up, but now I can look back at it because being in the music business for so long, it's perspective, but those are
Yeah,
some of the most defining moments of my rearing, so
that's
it's yeah, it's all perspective. So now when you get here, everything that happens, you learn to take stuff as it comes. Don't get too high, don't get too low.
right,
uh,
right.
Yeah, because you know how it goes. Back in the day, I didn't know how it goes, so every little thing was we're going to be the biggest thing in the world, you know.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, and at that age, even though it was a small label, you're getting a record deal. I mean, that's like a empty out in your undershorts type situation,
Oh
at
yeah,
that age.
we had we had a record deal, and none of our friends did. You know, it was like one of those things. So it's like it's a big deal.
And that's the other thing. Did you ever have people, your guys around you, because you had this record deal, think like, oh, well, you got money. How come you can't pay my way? How come you can't do this for me or whatever? Like asking for
Uh,
favors?
no, not really. I think the problem with that stuff back then in the music scene where we were from, it was all competition. So if you signed a record deal, you were a poser, or if you signed a record deal, everyone was like, "Oh, why do they have one? They suck." It was it was really kind of divisive,
Yeah.
everyone around you, it was all for one, everyone was against each other, which was kind of crappy. There was a time, before that where there was a local club in our area called Derringer's, and it was the greatest time ever. Like you go there on a Saturday night, and it didn't matter who was playing, if it was a metal band, a pop band, a soft rock band, the place would be mobbed with people, and it was all the other bands that played there, the metalheads, the rock guys, the rappers, and they just all hung. It was like a community.
Sounds like this place called Legends Lounge that used to be out here. I don't know if it's still around, but it's
Yeah,
kind of the same thing,
yeah,
like everybody, it was not about, oh, this is a blues bar or this is a rappers bar or something, this is everybody comes
yeah.
and
There was
performs,
like a community and supporting, and then sometime in you know the '90s, it turned into, especially in Boston. Boston was like you anything you did, you were selling out, or it, it was I don't know. It was like a popularity contest, and it was really awful.
That sucks, man.
Yeah,
So
if you weren't in that crew, then you were an outcast. But it was what it was. It's a learning experience.
what about your non-musical friends though? That's kind of the ones I was referring to, the ones that really aren't in the business. They're just kind of your buddy from high school that you, I don't know,
Oh
play
yeah,
video games
no,
with or something.
that never really happened.
Oh.
They just always wanted to get into shows. Hey, can I get on the guest list?
Oh, that kind of thing. Okay,
I don't
okay.
have. Yeah,
Huh.
I wasn't running around because I didn't have money, and I wasn't running around with like a nice car or anything like that. We were all on the same level.
Well, I mean, shit.
I
When
just
I
played music.
put my stuff out, it was a demo. You know what I mean? I just pressed a bunch of demos through Rainbow or whatever, and people would say to me, "Well, hey man, you're the," they'd get mad. Like I'm like, man, I don't want to pay for that, or I don't want to do it. And they'd be like, "You're the one with the record deal." I'm like, "Oh, dumbass, I don't have a record deal. I just have a demo
Yeah,
tape."
yeah.
you
I
know,
don't think our record deals were that big or that impressive.
I guess it depends on where like you said, you're in Boston, I'm in Vegas. So at that
Yeah,
time, Vegas was a different animal. It was still kind of a
yeah,
small town. So
yeah.
maybe the experience was different.
Yeah, I also think it was just kind of how we carried ourselves. We were still the towny guys that were just playing in a band. We weren't out running around like we're big deals.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah,
That's just humble folks.
yeah,
So,
still am.
and then you were in like a cover band for a little bit, then, right?
I've always done cover stuff, tribute stuff for years. There was a bunch of years where I wasn't doing original music, and that was basically paying the bills. And it was
Oh,
it's way to keep playing music on a regular basis, um, as your actual occupation. Because those days when people stopped buying records, there was no way to make music unless you toured, relentlessly. Uh,
right.
so yeah, I always got into whatever projects people had out there to keep checks coming in. So
Man.
um, yeah, but it also helped with recognition as well for like All Sinners and stuff. People, noticed me from doing all these other things that they're like, oh, what's this original band? You get video coming out or all this stuff. So now, it's helped with visibility. So it hasn't been bad.
I think it's cool how you guys are sort of doing the traditional, we got an album out, we're packaging it and we're selling it,
I don't know how to do it the other way.
That's yeah. Well, I see everybody. Oh, my new single's coming out. My new single. I got a new single next month, and I'm just like, why don't you just drop a fucking album, man? If people like your music, they want to hear more of you. I would think.
Yeah. Well, there's that school of thought. People don't buy albums. People don't buy full, the attention span thing. But Roger, the drummer, owns a record store.
Oh,
So,
they're still around?
hell yeah, man. He's got a very successful one called Purchase Street Records.
Wow.
And so his whole thing, he always wanted to put out a full length record, print it, because we all grew up with the liner notes and the pictures and the whole thing. So when we put out an EP, and
That's
then when
the Hunted, right?
Yep, the Hunt
Yep.
is a 4-song. And then when it came down to doing a full length, we decided to do, well, we had 5 songs written at the time, and Roger said, what do you want to do? How many songs do you want to put on it? And I was like, well, let's do 10. Let's just do it. Let's do 10 songs. Wrote 5 more, and then Roger got to get his album printed. But, before that, we signed a record deal with Rat Pack. And so they put it out. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. There's a large contingent of people that still like albums, like actual physical media, which is nice. Because we all know how we all get screwed with the streaming thing. So
Yeah, you're getting, what is it, a penny for every,
if that,
something, some weird shit. 50 streams is 1 penny, or
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
You got to kind of not think about that, especially after we put out the album and I see how many streams we've gotten so far on, one specific streaming service that I won't name. But it's like, I don't think we've seen a penny from it yet.
Probably not, man. I don't know if you ever will.
No.
even if you are getting a shitload of streams.
Yeah, I just we're very lucky at this point in our lives where we can all support ourselves, so we can go out and do the things that we want to do. Just hoping that all that effort pays off with people coming to see the band, buying the product, buying some T-shirts, and
because that's where the money comes from for real, right? Like all that, merch and show stuff.
Merch for us pays for all the things that we do, like when we go out to LA and stuff like that. We do sell a decent amount of merchandise, so we've been lucky in that respect so far.
Man, that's cool. You guys even have cassettes and vinyl,
cassettes, CDs. I think we've got a VHS tape coming out soon.
Really?
That's not a joke.
Yeah. And these cassettes, where do they go? I mean,
well, they invented this thing. It's called the cassette deck. No, it's no. There's, you know what, man? I didn't know until last Christmas. Roger printed a cassette of something, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go get a cassette deck. So I went out and built myself an old school stereo system. So they're out there. You can find them.
Yeah, you probably can. Because okay, now you're talking to a guy who used to own thousands of cassettes. I loved cassettes.
I think we all did.
And now it's like I have nothing to play cassettes on anymore. You know what I mean? I've gotten rid of all my cassettes. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, they're out there, and surprisingly, they're not cheap either. Usually, you got to find them in like a secondhand electronics store or something. But they're out there. I mean, so I built an old school stereo last year. It's old school to the point where it plays through wireless Bluetooth speakers throughout the house. But
So it's got some old school with a new school
old
touch.
school with a new school touch. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, but I'm just wondering where are you guys putting those cassettes for if people wanted to buy them? Where would they be?
Oh, they're on. We have them in our merch store on the website. Every vinyl album that is purchased has an old school merchandise insert in it, like from in the 80s, the old 80s bands like
where you
Kiss.
can buy shirts and things from them.
Yeah, we have all kinds of stuff on there that you can buy. So like an order form. Rat Pack Records .com, our website, our record label, they have everything on there. They even have like autographed bundles and stuff like that. So you'll get the cassette, the CD, and the vinyl all autographed, and a bunch of other cool stuff in there too. So
wow.
We have on our website, we have the All Sinners Mini Mall, it's called, where we sell. There's hot sauce. There's we have, remember the old school fuzzy glow in the dark posters?
Yes,
we've got those.
Oh shit! I mean, of course, I didn't get anything out of them, but my brother did.
Yeah.
So that was his shit. You know what I mean? The lamps and all those things.
Yeah. So we've got a bunch of stuff, man. It's a lot of fun stuff too. People dig it. So
that's cool. Actually, you know what? I think you're probably going to get a lot of because those people in other countries are still buying CDs and cassettes and vinyl and stuff. You know,
it's a huge market still, which surprised the hell out of me. You know, especially when we went pre-sale for the album and stuff, and the amount that we sold pre-sale, it's surprised the heck out of me. You know, so.
Well, that surprised the heck out of me when they were like, cassette copies are available. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When you hold one in your hand, you're like, what the hell am I going to do with this thing? But it's nostalgia. People love it. And so we just like to kick it old school still because it has its crowds, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, I want to jump into another track, man. Oh, now, again, this is my favorite track, hands down, on the We Own the Night album. And this is Dead to Rights.
Cool.
This actually puts me in mind of something Metallica would do.
All right. I'll take that.
Got a Metallica feel to it to me. It's great. It's when I heard this, I was like, oh yeah, we're playing this during the show.
Nice.
So we're gonna jump into this. So hang with us, and when we come back, we'll talk to you some more.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
All right. Oh, yes. Back with Mike Golarz from All Sinners. And
Fuck.
so what's wild is when you were talking about, how you wanted to arrange the album and everything, you guys actually what did you do? Like put everything on a CDR and then like get in one of your buddies' cars and like jump around and see like, okay, that song would sound good after this one, or how did you do it?
Well, kind of in a way, but we kind of just did it on our own. So we all put our suggested track listings together, and then we got together and just brainstormed it, talked about it, went why this one goes better into this one, because and that's also the best awesome thing about an album is the way it flows.
Yes.
And I've talked to a lot of people that have listened to the album, and they're like, I love how, you know, So Evil on the CD, So Evil goes into Dead to Rights, and then, so those things actually make a difference to people. So we each did our list. Surprisingly, a lot of it, we all had a lot of the same idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like when Nick wrote the intro, Embers Rising, he wrote that, and we were like, oh, that's cool. It's a cool intro for an album. And then we can use it live as an intro. And then it was like, oh no, it goes perfectly into Flames.
Right.
So there
Well,
were a
that's
lot
it.
of similar ideas and thoughts, and and then we put it all together and listened to it, and then switched a couple things, but we were pretty much in agreement on most of it.
Well, that's that build up. Like the one song's ending, and you're like, okay, here comes this next one's coming in, man, into the flames. Oh shit. And so you guys definitely have experience listening to albums and you know what's gonna sound good where. Like if you ask some of these young kids, hey, you got to put an album out. What song do
Yeah.
you want first? They're gonna pick, I don't know, some dumb shit that's like, maybe even their party track or something. It's like, no, why do you want to put that first?
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, when we did it too, it was we had a couple thoughts for singles and stuff like that, but the way we already had the album arranged in Rat Pack when they
Hold on, man.
came and they said, yeah, we want to put out, and it's the first song on the album, which when I don't know, like back
you
in
cut
the
out
day
there
when
for a
you would
second.
listen to-
You cut out for a second,
Oh.
man. Repeat what you were just saying because you did kind of cut out there for a minute when you're talking
Okay,
about Rat
I
Pack and
said,
the arrangement.
yeah, Rat Pack, we put Into the Flames first. When Rat Pack came in to pick the first single, they said, oh yeah, we want Into the Flames. So it just happened that that's the first song on the album, where back in the day when you would listen to albums, usually the single wasn't until like the third or fourth track on the album.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's just the way it worked out. It's like that stuff doesn't really matter to me. It's more the flow and the feel of how the album goes. And when we were doing it, it was like, all right, we're going to end the album with a 6-minute power ballad. That's perfect. I love
Right. Right. Good way to just end it off. Like, it's like a book, man, has a perfect ending. And
Yeah.
this is just how it is.
Yeah.
Well, or then I'm kind of laughing because I have a dumbass friend that used to do this. He'd buy the album. Of course, whatever the artist would put their single first. That's the first song on the album.
Yep.
So he'd listen to that song over and over, just rewind the tape. He'd listen to that same stupid song over and over again. And it's like, well, listen to the rest of the album, man. There might be some other good shit on there that you haven't heard. And you just want to hear that dumbass single.
Well, that's what people do nowadays. They just so when you go to Apple Music, they star like two songs and go, oh, these are the popular ones. So that's the only thing that people listen to.
God, man, it's so annoying, especially if you got Alexa and you want to hear some other shit, and you're like, come on, let's hear some of the more obscure tracks by this person, and they're just showing you.
It's attention span, and it's funny because you can see it in streaming numbers, which when you look at the streaming numbers of our album, like when it first came out, the first 4 songs of the album have the most streams. the ones after that, it starts to go down because people's attention span, they're not listening to the full thing. That stuff has changed now since the album's been out and more people have heard it,
Right,
and word
right.
has gotten out more and more. But initially you can see it. It's like, people have the attention span to listen to 3 songs, 4 songs, and then
You know what's crazy too with streams is even if you play a song for a few seconds, it's still considered a stream, right? Even, like if you're
yeah,
going to skip it, so it still would count as a stream. But yet, and that's these. I was just listening to a podcast before I came on to talk to you, and the guy was talking about that and how the kids are all excited. Man, we got 4 million streams, and we got these. Like, yeah, but you're not getting any money from any of this shit.
yeah, exactly. You
So,
got to turn those streams into revenue somehow, and if they're fake, it doesn't mean anything. Just like fake followers on social media.
oh
Hey, we
yeah,
have 100,000 followers that we paid for somehow.
right. Like, where do they even come from?
Yeah, I
I know you
know.
don't have that many damn fans,
No, no.
so keep it all organic.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's what we're trying to do. Organic. Keep it
yeah,
that way.
like all your real fans are really your real fans, and they're gonna stay with you when you drop something new.
Absolutely. It's you got to be able. I mean, the big thing is you could have 100,000 fans, but if you go from Massachusetts to Indiana and you play a show to 2 people, well, where are those 100,000 fans that you had?
Right? Are they coming to Vegas to see you, or wherever you're gonna
Exactly.
play? You
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
So
So you still got to do it grassroots like we used to do back in the day. That's I mean we've played regionally and in California and stuff like that, but our majority of you need the album to get out there, you need it to be pushed, and then you got to get on tour. So that's like the plan for us in 2026. So
okay, so you guys are. But sounds like you're building a tour, like you're getting
yeah.
ready to get that going. So
Yeah, absolutely. We got to get we this is our first album, so it's not like we have a built-in crowd yet. So we kind of build it. We got to go out with somebody that's got an established crowd, which we're going to be doing. Um, so it's like our first thing, and then once this album's done, the next one will come out, and those people will already be established. So
how about the Hunted? Did that get any, you know, like fans from that, or do you have some?
yeah, no, we got a good grassroots thing from the EP. But then when we started talking to labels and stuff, they're like, hey, because on the not on the I don't know if it's the vinyl or the CD. On the CD, we put the Hunted and Believer on the CD,
Hmm,
um, off of the EP. But it isn't exactly the same. I re-recorded the vocals. Um, and we reamped the guitars and EQ'd it the same as the stuff on the and mastered it with the album, so it had the same EQ, and the guitars sound the same and stuff.
right.
But they were like, listen, these songs are great, we love these songs, and probably a quarter of the country might have heard it. We can put it on the album and then send it worldwide. And those songs, yeah, you've been playing them for a couple of years, but they still have life in them. So we agreed to do that on the CD. Um, so those are still young. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's still a great song, and I don't
Well,
I don't hate playing it. So
well, as an artist too, in your mind, you're going, "Hey, man, I got newer stuff I've done. You guys need to
yeah,
hear that." And really, it's like, well, yeah, but those nobody else has heard those other ones yet, so why don't you let them hear 'em, kind of thing.
exactly. Yeah, our local fans have heard it for the last 3 years, but no one else has, and they didn't want them to go to waste. So it's like, yeah, no, I agree with that. I think I can stomach them for a few more years.
Even if they're requesting them, and you're like, "Oh God, that again?" Like,
Well, that's the funny thing now. It's like, because we do all these opening sets for bigger bands, and we're playing for 35 minutes or whatever. Uh, and now we've got a full length and the EP, and it's like, what songs don't we play?
Mm.
So we're trying to get on. So every night we can have a different set list. But
Ah,
people are like, oh, you guys didn't play this or you didn't play that. I'm like, well, we've got a new album out and only 35 minutes to hit you with what, 6 songs, something like that, whatever it ends up being.
right,
Oh,
right. Well, and you performed with some pretty big names, man. Like you said, Dokken was somebody you opened up for.
yeah, last time we were in LA, we opened for Doc, and the other times we were out, we've done some touring with LA Guns. They're friends of ours.
Ah,
We got to do a few shows with Ace Frehley before he passed. Um, who else have we played with? We just played with Warrant, Lita
oh,
Ford.
oh, damn.
Yeah, some of the big '80s people.
Have you got to actually hang out with them and
Oh hell yeah,
talk
yeah
shit?
man,
And
yeah. Stephen Piercy from Rat just started following us, which was kind of a
oh
mind.
wow.
Like, wow, why is he following us now? But yeah, man, we just, you get to hang out with these guys, and a lot of these guys are so humble now and just happy to still be doing it, and they kind of, a lot of them have gotten a resurgence, and so when we just played with Warren, we were hanging out with Joey Allen, and he's like, dude, I listened to the album before, when I saw you guys were playing with us. I love it.
Huh?
I listen to it in my car when I'm driving around LA. I'm like, wow, really? He's like, yeah, they just like to see that, new music. And we show these guys too a lot of respect. And
Well, of course, who they are. Jeez.
yeah, man. And just, we let them know, thanks for, letting us play with you guys. And we've hatched a bunch of good relationships with a lot of these people, which is good for us, and gets us out in front of people. And it's kind of been like our business model,
Hmm.
you know, get with these guys, get out in front of their crowd, try to sell ourselves to them, and show them that there is new rock out there.
Right. New rock that's still good.
Yeah, if you say it's good, it's good.
I say it's good. I like it. Like I said, when I heard it, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, you know what it was is Shauna, shout out to Shauna O'Donnell. She hit
Yeah,
me up and she said, will you interview these guys? And she sent me the bio and let me hear The World That's Burning Down.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, oh yeah, we'll definitely get these guys on, because
awesome.
sometimes
Shout
well,
out to
no,
Sean.
she's never sent me any bullshit, but sometimes I've had people send me some bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know about this person, man. You know.
Well, we appreciate it. So, and Sean has done really well for us. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's great, really on top of it, very professional. I've gotten a lot of stuff, a lot of interviews from her. So that's shout out to Shauna for that.
nice.
But yeah, man, actually, God, man, we should I don't know if we want to maybe tell the background of this song, Into the Flames, before
Okay.
or after. I don't know what would you prefer here.
Uh, it's your show. You let me know what you want. I'll do it.
It's your interview though, man. Well, there's a story behind it. There's a reason you wrote it, kind of.
um, yeah, there was an inspiration to it, and then I had to take that in. Well, I don't want to call it inspiration because it's horrible,
Right.
but um, yeah, it was the reason I wrote it. It was my 18-year-old daughter. One of her friends commit suicide, and
Oh
uh,
fuck.
and it was basically I wrote the song about all the stuff that I had heard about her and her troubles, and I don't want to be cheesy, but tempting the flame and getting too close to it, and uh, that type of thing. And yeah, I don't even know if my daughter knows that I wrote about that, but
Really?
yeah, no, a lot of times I write stuff. I don't write it. I write it for me,
Right.
and I write it not. I don't want to say vague, but when I do it, I turn it into almost like stories so that people can listen to it and take what they want out of it. Or, and my underlying inspiration or reason for writing it isn't always so obvious, you know.
Ah, okay. So it's not like, oh, this song is about blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I don't really like to do that because I don't like to preach, you know, like the whole world is burning thing is yeah, I was inspired by that, but and watching the bullshit. Um, but there's other stuff in there for me, you know, and a lot of times though when I write stuff too, I don't know what it's written about until a time after that, and I'm like, oh shit, oh that's why I wrote that. Now I see it, you know, because
Right.
it doesn't always come easy for me. So I have to come up with an idea, and I come up with an idea, and I build around that idea, and I guess those thoughts are coming out. I just don't know they are until till later.
So
Yeah.
your brain goes on autopilot almost to write the song.
Kind
And
of.
then afterwards, it's like, oh shit, what made me do that? Oh, I know this particular situation or
Yeah,
whatever.
man, that's happened a ton with me, and maybe that's my own, you know, type of therapy.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can see it afterwards is probably a good thing.
Yeah. Not during while it's going on or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. So world, I mean, so Into the Flames is kind of like, you know, tempting fate and getting a little too close to the fire. Um, and also, you know, a little rising from the ashes and
Well, what's crazy is your daughter is what's called a secondary victim in that case.
oh yeah,
You know
oh
what
yeah,
I mean? Because I mean, that's never easy to all of a sudden a friend, and I'm assuming this was a pretty close friend, you
oh yeah,
know.
absolutely. There was a whole group of the girls, and I just saw how it fucked them up for
Ah,
years. You know,
God.
yeah. It wasn't. It was in a very seminal moment in all these girls' lives. You know, like when I think they were 16.
And
Um,
you're the dad. You now have to step up for your daughter at least. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's
man,
like, oh,
it was rough. You know, and then this girl that decided that she wasn't worth it. You know, um, to do what she did is just shocking. You know,
yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I always see it as a very selfish act in a lot of cases. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
it is. But if you knew the girl's situation, you would, you know, maybe think differently. Um,
possibly. I mean, I had a friend that
yeah,
had cancer that killed himself, which I totally get why he did it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So,
absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
so
But
there are situations where I think it's warranted for sure, but
yeah,
you know, and stupid shit like, oh well, you know, I lost my job, I lost my girlfriend, you know, sorry,
yeah,
bro, it's life.
yeah. It's something that I will never understand because I feel the same way you do about the selfish thing.
Oh yeah,
But we never know what's going on in these people's minds.
yeah,
Um, and unless you have those same problems, you will never understand what it's like to have that severe depression or bipolar or whatever it may be.
true, true. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, if especially if it's a chemical situation, you know,
yeah,
and I don't know anything about that because, like I said, you know, people can talk to me. It's like a lot of people don't know what it's like to be blind. You know what I mean? And you can't really explain it to them. So,
no, yeah,
you know,
absolutely, yeah. So yeah, so that's kind of the background of that one.
nice. Well, not nice, but you know what I'm
I
saying?
was gonna say nothing like bringing the party down.
Right. Well, you know what? We're going to jump into that one. And this is Into the Flames, and we'll come right back and talk to you some more.
Thought you would live forever, but you are so wrong. You've lived a life of silence, and it's left you so cold.
All right, we're back. Yes, Mike
Yeah.
Golarz. And so man, we were talking a little bit off the air, and I was talking about interviews and some of the cheesy questions that, you could tell that some of these interviewers, because being an interviewer myself, I study other people's interview styles and whatever.
Yeah.
And man, I hate when they go to these go-to questions and they ask really cringy shit that's
Yeah.
like so generic. It's like, oh man.
How did you get the name of the band?
Right. Which is pretty straightforward.
Well, yeah. Well, I always tell people, I'm like, well, have you ever had to come up with a band name before? It's pretty impossible. Everything's taken, everything's been done. It's just one of those things. But yeah, anyways, the
Right.
questions are uh like you were saying off the air, I could do a Word document and copy and paste, but I don't like doing that. So
Right. As somebody who's an organic person, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, there's my write up in this magazine. This and this one, oh shit, they say the same thing.
yeah,
Just it
exactly.
doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
my influences are Britney Spears and
and Key Sweat, right?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's what you should do one time, just to throw somebody a curveball. Like to be
Well,
like, what?
sometimes I think about it because, if I came out with my real influences, it doesn't go with what I'm doing now, you know?
But I think that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of like, I started playing guitar because I loved Stevie Ray Vaughan.
And
Still
that's
do.
dope. I mean, that nobody
And
would connect you with that, but
no, but that guy, when I first heard him play guitar, made me feel a certain way where I was like, I want to freaking do that. So I can't play like him. I could,
right.
but I could listen to him and try to mimic the stuff he was doing. When I would do Wednesday night jams with my friends in the bar and we play Pride and Joy, I get off on that as much as when we would play whatever, I don't know what, but so that's one of my main influences. It's not an influence in my songwriting, but the reason I started playing guitar was Stevie Ray Vaughan
Stevie
and
Ray Vaughan.
Jeff Beck.
Well,
It's like
that's you also said you played sax, man.
I did. That was my first after the failed piano experiment. But like most kids in when you hit, I think it was fifth grade, and they
Mm,
go, okay, it's time to put bands together, and they lay out all the instruments. I picked the most expensive one and started playing saxophone, which I
saxophone.
actually did into college. So
Man, you guys should maybe do some kind of like Spyro Gyro type thing
yeah, I don't know. I don't
with the
know.
hard
I
guitar and the
haven't played it.
sax.
I haven't played it in a few years. I don't know if I could rev it up to get to
Mm.
that level.
Man, yeah, well, be interesting to try though. But
Yeah, but see, I mean, I love the saxophone, and because I played the saxophone, I love jazz music. I love John Coltrane, uh, Miles Davis, all that stuff. When coming to singing, my favorite singer of all time, who I think has the most velvety voice in the world, is Jackson Brown.
oh yeah, Jackson Brown's good, man.
But as far as like metal singers and stuff like that, that's a different thing. But that guy, when I hear him sing, he can make me cry. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
so.
yeah.
As far as influences, when I do interviews, who are your influences? I feel the need to go, well, Judas Priest and these people, but you
It's
know,
that's what they're looking for though, in a lot of
yeah, I know.
cases.
But not saying that it's not an influence; it's a huge influence.
Sure, but it's I love the fact that you threw out these other names that like most people think if you're a metal guy, you're a metal guy. You don't like anything else. It's like, no, you probably like
Not
a lot of
true at
different
all.
shit. Exactly.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of. Uh, I am not a shredder guitar player. Nick is.
ah,
I I'm not on that level that he is on, but I love watching guys just noodle like that. I love that. I can't do it, but I love watching people do it.
Right.
I love great singers. I love watching. There's not a lot of singers that can make hair stand up on my arms, but I was able to see. My wife got tickets to see Adele in Vegas at Caesars,
Oh,
and we
wow.
had front row. And that woman can make every hair on my body stand up when she
Oh,
said,
yeah.
So it's stuff like that that I love. I love good singers, great singers. I love great guitar players. I love great musicians, drummers. I have, for some reason, all these drum. Um, it's because I watch so many of them, but drummers playing other people's music, that they might not have ever heard it, like these outstanding drummers, like
Oh,
Dana
yeah.
Carey or somebody like that. I just love watching them play. Guys that can play, I just love watching it. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right. Right. Well, that's it. If it's good, it's like, damn, this
Yeah,
is,
and
you know,
those guys inspire me. So
yeah,
those are my inspirations.
absolutely. Absolutely. Or if somebody who can do a song that you usually hate and make you actually like it and start
Yeah,
grooving,
yeah,
that's a good musician right there, man.
yeah, man. I mean, watching other good musicians, those guys inspire me to go out and, you know, write another song or try to be better or um it's not jealousy like, oh, that guy plays so whatever. No, it makes me like, wow, I want to do that. And that's how it was when I was younger.
It's
Like I
like I'm gonna
said,
step
Stevie
my
Ray
game up a
Vaughan.
little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it was when I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan. I want to do that. I want to make people feel like that guy made me feel, type of thing.
Right. Right. Well, let me I think I know what you're gonna say about this, but
Uh-oh.
I always ask it because my
Yeah.
co-host and I have gotten really big into the AI music platforms.
Yeah.
And what do you think of those things, man?
Um
It's not a trick
eh,
question.
no, I know. I think it's sad that people are actually thinking about like, oh yeah, it's legit. No, it sounds good. Yeah, no, it sounds fine. But the emotion of that the person that's a huge part of it is the emotion of the person that wrote that song.
Yeah.
You
Well,
and
that's hmm.
I actually see there are some people that I know that are trying to sell AI music as their stuff, and it's like, oh man, what I don't uh, I don't know how you could feel good about that at all.
Hmm. I don't know, man. It's kind of a different because I mean, doing both my co-host and I have put out our own music,
Yeah,
that we've done. So we kind of know, and I'll be like I was telling you, I can't play an instrument to save my life and paying for studio time. And I love the fact I can just knock some shit out in like 5 to 10 minutes and express myself,
yep.
and
Yep.
that's kind of my thing. I'm a lyricist, so I most of my shit is writing, and I'll just kind of pick the style that I want to do.
Sure. I can
And
I
then,
can okay, so I can see it for that.
yeah,
I can see that. You're a lyric guy. You're not you can tell it what you want it to be type of thing.
yes, exactly.
You don't have to have musicians and all that stuff. Uh, I don't know. I guess I'm struggling with the creative aspect of that. The writing the lyrics, is there. But when I sit down in a room with my guys, Nick is putting his guitar parts on it and his ideas on it, and Roger's doing his, and Bruce is doing his, and then we collaborate together. I guess that's the separation, right there.
Yeah, yeah, I
You're
suppose.
you're doing it yourself.
True.
Uh, you're doing it yourself. You're not trying to collaborate with anybody else. So maybe that's the difference. I guess it'll probably just end up being a different thing. I just don't think people selling it off. There's people out there right now that are trying to sell it off like, oh, this is my band.
Oh, right. Yeah, like this is we did this. It's like no, this is just you, bro.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
like
like that's not, bro. That's not even your voice. It's
yeah,
like you just told the thing to write a song like I don't know, name a band, Nickelback or whatever.
Yeah, and a lot of people
Kicks
will
out
do
and you
that.
tell it the subject and it's going to kick out a song and you're putting it up online like new song out tomorrow. It's like,
I'm just thinking about my brother. I got my brother into it, and he did the thing where you could just put in the make a song about this.
yeah,
So he made a pop song called "Taking a Bloody Shit,"
there you go. Yeah, well, that's
and it's
funny.
hilarious. It sounds like some Taylor Swift or one of those cheesy girl pop bands, but it's hilarious. So,
Yeah.
and then like my co-host, what he does is he does scatting. So he'll record himself,
Oh, absolutely.
doing the guitar parts, and so that's what he does with it.
Yeah.
So that's his little creativity. He's not just saying, "Oh, make me a song about this with some hard guitar in it" or something. It's like
Yeah.
he's putting work in too. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. It's I think I'm just afraid of the whole AI just taking over for real people, not only in music and other things. And it's like,
Yeah. It's good and bad, man. There's positives to everything. I mean, you can use a
sure,
kitchen knife to cut your steak, but you can also use a kitchen knife to cut someone's throat. You know what I mean?
uh,
So,
true.
you know,
That's
it's
true.
it's really how you use the tool. And
Sure.
so it has positive. That's the thing. I never want to just label something as being all bad or all good or all, whatever.
No, believe me, I've got a lot of money invested in AI companies, but
Well, there you
uh,
go.
yeah, but don't you're impinging in my my business with the music thing.
Right, right. Well, I guess it depends on how you, but like you said, I guess, yeah, if somebody's trying to pass it off like, yeah, this is me, man.
Well, the
That's
thing
me.
the people that I've seen do it are actual musicians that write music and do their own thing, but they might not have had success doing that.
Oh, so it's a way to reinvent themselves?
Yes, it's
That's
like,
interesting.
bro, what are you doing? But
Wow.
whatever, to each his own. It's like
Yeah.
when that AI band gets big and they're like, all right, when are you guys playing out? Well, we're not because we're not really a band.
That's interesting too. That could change a lot of shit too. Cause yeah, if you like you said, I mean, you just said earlier in the interview, it's all about merch and touring and kind of
Yeah,
face to face type shit. So how far can you take something like that?
yeah, because
If
obviously we know there's no money in streams.
right, right. I'll be honest, man. I did put something out, one of my songs that I did, but
Yeah,
it was mainly just to put it up there, just to say, hey, I put that out. That was me
yeah.
who put that out. But I'm not trying to make money with it. It's fun to me. I just like showing it off at the bar to chicks sometimes. Hey,
Listen, if you're putting songs up to try to make money, you're gonna be sorely you're gonna be sad.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, but everybody always sees money all the time. Oh, you could make money with this, and even people who heard that song. Oh, you could make money doing this. You could make. Why is it got to be about money all the time? You know?
Well, that's when they moved the goalpost because every kid a few years ago wanted to be a influencer or content creator.
Oh, they still do.
People, yeah, but now they make it harder and harder now to make money. You know,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
they're making it harder. Where before you get a certain amount of views, so you get X amount of money. Now that has come down. From what I
Yeah.
understand, I'm not a professional at this at all, but from what I understand now that they've moved the goalposts. Whatever it was, 1 million views gets you, $1,000 or whatever. Now it's 5 million views gets you $500 or
Oh,
something like. Yeah,
oh. So
yeah.
that little influencer job can't necessarily carry you through, put your kids through college too, I
Don't
guess.
don't don't take every word that I'm saying is truth because I don't know. I'm not in that game, but that's just what I've kind of heard in
Right,
listening to
right.
podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I would guess too.
Yeah,
You know, we're not doing any of that. We just, we're just doing our podcast.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just how it is. So speaking of creating, you talked about now you do you don't go to the studio now. You have your own studio where you do right at your house, right?
We have at our rehearsal space at Roger's home. He has a big like barn space that we rehearse in, and it has a control booth. That's where we do most of the recording. But for me, this album, I built a vocal booth in my house, and I did all the vocals in my home, which was a new experience for me. But it worked out really well. It's one of those things where you book studio time, or the producer is going to come down and God, I don't feel good today vocally. I have a cold or whatever, and you still have to go in and battle through it.
Right.
Now I could just kind of go down in my own
On
at
your
my
own
own time.
time.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's I go down there and get in the booth and try writing and start laying stuff down and go, yep, nope, not feeling it, and
Right.
then
And
just
redo it if you want to.
yeah, or I'm just not feeling it. I can't I don't like anything I'm doing. I'll try again tomorrow. And then some days I'd be down there for 6 hours, And then I'd kick upstairs, have dinner, and go, you know what, I'm gonna go back downstairs for a couple more hours. And so it was a good experience to be able to do that. And it came out really well. I like it. So we'll probably end up doing it that way again.
That's but it's great because like you said, you're not on under the gun. Oh man, I only got
Yeah.
5 hours to knock this song out. Oh shit. Then we got to pay for another 5 hours, for another
Yeah.
song or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we wrote all these songs, I don't think maybe for less than half of them did I have lyrics for. So a lot of these songs, the guys had never heard melody or vocals for them until I sent them the demos,
Mm.
and it was funny. A couple of the songs, I'm like, so what do you think? And, Roger would be like, I don't know. I have to listen to it a few times. I've never heard it with vocals and stuff, and I'm used to playing it without it. So I kind of got to get used to it. So
Wait, so do they lay the music first and then you do the vocals, or how's that?
yeah,
How's
a lot of times we would write most of the music, and I would have melodies in my head and
Oh, okay.
kind of direct them. Like, okay, we're going to shorten this. This is the chorus. We're going to shorten it up a little bit because what I have in my head is, only 8 bars or 4 bars or whatever. So a lot of times I only have a chorus hook or something, and
Mhm.
then I will sing that over and over again and scat sing over the
That's
verses and stuff like that. Uh, and then solidify it when I would go in and do vocals on my own.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have the idea how you want it laid out and how you want it to
Yeah.
sound. And okay.
And a lot of times when I was in rehearsals, I wouldn't be singing out loud, just it's just in my head, or I'm scat singing in my head without the microphone.
See, that's my co-host, man. That's
Yeah,
what he does. He's
yeah,
constantly, growing up, that was his shit. I was always, I'm like, oh, God damn.
yeah, it's melody. It's melody. But
So,
so when we were sitting there writing the music, I knew what was going on in my head, and those guys were, Nick's a big riff writer, so he's working on his riffs, and I kind of give him an idea of what I was thinking. So yeah, it's kind of like that. And then when I would go into the studio and start laying the lyrics down or writing solid verses, I would edit just the demo track and then send it to them and go, hey, I had to shorten this part, or I had to make this longer, or I rearranged the parts, and I would cut and paste. And then when we went in to do it for real, all those edits were already made. Yeah. So everyone could listen to it, and we'd go back in and do the drums.
okay.
Yeah.
So
But
it's just,
still, all of the lyrical content and the melodies weren't always there yet.
so the meat of the foundation's there, but you just had to
Yep.
build the house, basically.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Or I had to paint the house. How about that?
Paint the house. Okay. All right. So the house is built, but
I have
then
to
now you just
paint
have to
it
put the
and
paint
roof
on.
it. I'd have to roof it and paint it.
Okay. Put the
Yeah.
shingles on it or whatever the hell.
Exactly.
Actually, I don't
Making
think
it
they use.
pretty.
All right. Selfish question.
Sure.
Are you guys planning on playing Vegas at any point?
Yes.
Oh,
I would say
dude.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Again, like I kind of said earlier, we will be touring in 2026. We're letting the details because
Drip out.
we are going to be touring with somebody else who's releasing an album this month. We got to wait for them to say, okay, this is when we're going to go.
Okay.
So we're kind of just on standby, setting up. We got a 4-day, 5-day run with George Lynch and Lynch Mob in February.
Not to be confused with Ice Cube's Lynch Mob, the Lynch Mob, by the way.
Right, exactly. And we got a couple other, things we're working on. But the major tour, we're still waiting for details of when these other bands are going to be going out. So,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that would be a good time for you to give out any websites or anything where people can kind of follow what the hell's going on with you, or
yeah,
they would stay up on new music.
Yep. So first one I'll give is ratpackrecords.com. That's the record company. If you wanted to buy the album directly from them, or there's some cool bundles, autograph bundles and stuff like that are on there. Our website is allsinnerscult.com. And that has all show dates, that has our mini mall, that has some videos, links to our YouTube. We just released a video for Stripers to Hell with the Devil that we did. My friend Casey, who works for Aerosmith and he makes movies, he directed the video. It's really funny. It's great. So you'll be able to see that on YouTube. And then if you go on there, you can get to all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
All right. ratpackrecords.com and allsinnerscult.com.
Yes, sir.
Man. Hey, man. Well, this has been a lot of fun hanging out with you, man. I hope you've enjoyed
Appreciate
yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to jump into your final track here, Death by the Echoes. Is there anything behind this one, or?
Oh man, you make me think. Nah, just listen to it and see. It's kind of about living in your own head and dealing with your own thoughts and demons, type of thing. Yeah,
kind of like talking about the 2020 shit with echo chambers. You know what I mean? Where people were just wrapped up in their own thinking and ideologies and stuff. So I guess you
living in your own prison, which is your head.
Right. Your biggest prison.
Absolutely.
So anyway, wow. Well, this has been awesome. I am Maxwell Silverhammer. This is the Nothing Sacred interview with Mike Golarz from All Sinners. And that's the story there, bitches. See ya.
So I'll stay. Why did you turn your back again? Why did you